In Israel, we'll be hearing from Kiev, from Indonesia, huge tensions as results approach in the general election from a few days ago, and a low-tech solution to an age-old problem in northern Tanzania, how to control the lions that want your cattle. All that coming up, plus the sport with Kirsten Webster here on Newsday from the BBC.
The Israeli operation in Gaza is entering its 15th day, and despite a surge of diplomatic activity, it shows no signs of abating on the ground. More than 570 Palestinians have now been killed in the fighting. Huge numbers of Gazans have also fled their homes, with the United Nations saying more than 100,000 people are sheltering in schools run by its Palestinian Refugee Agency. Israel says 7 more of its soldiers have been killed in the past 24 hours, bringing the total there to 25 soldiers and 2 civilians. And we'll have more from Israel in a moment, but first to Gaza, where the latest incidents on Israeli shell hit a hospital. The BBC's Lise Doucette witnessed the aftermath of the attack.
There's chaos outside this hospital. They're moving the patients out of the hospital in the south of the Gaza Strip because it's been hit. Huge gaping holes on the top of this building and rubble scattered all around. The windows of cars are shattered. The ambulances have all marshalled here right in front of the main entrance, and they're bringing the patients out. Going up the stairs now. There's drops of blood all the way up. There's blood splattered everywhere. The doctors are taking us upstairs to show us where the strike occurred. The bedding is actually hanging from the lamps. Wow. The pillow is attached to the fans. Israel has said it had to target the hospitals because Hamas was using the hospitals.
Have you seen any Hamas inside the hospital, your eyes? I didn't see any of these traces even of military presence in this hospital.
It's still, the mattress is still burning here. Smoke is filling the room.
And now, despite the Israeli military best efforts, rockets fired by Hamas militants continued to rain down on their territory. Israel says it went into Gaza to stamp out rocket fire and destroyed tunnels used to support the Hamas campaign. So, what does it feel now to be on the receiving end of these rockets? Let's cross now to Yuri Gobey, a resident of Ivani in southern Israel. Yuri, welcome to the program. Tell us about what it's been like overnight and this morning for you.
Hi, thank you. Well, firstly, I'm from Yavne, which is in the south of Israel. It would have been probably better if you guys called a few weeks ago when they were firing way more rockets. I see that you've set it up perfectly so that something would happen in Gaza, and while no rockets are being fired currently, it would look as if nothing's happening.
There was no way for us to know what was going to happen, actually. I mean, we're reporting the news as they happen. Does that mean that you're safer now where you are in Yavne?
We're only safer because of the ground operation, because the ground operation is having a clear effect on the rockets being fired here. If you called a week ago, you would have heard that the petrol station was blown up around us. And there was a lot of civilians around and things like that. Think about a petrol station blowing up in your area. It's also quite madness too. I've been living under heavy rocket fire for the last 2 weeks straight. We've had more than 300 rockets fired at our home this time around. And I tell you, it's absolute madness that cannot be explained in words. You have to live in it to understand it.
Describe it for us, this madness.
Describe the madness? Well, you don't know from minute to minute when the next rocket will come. You're always caught off guard while doing general everyday things like taking a shower or going to the loo. We have 1 minute to get to the bomb shelter. Think about it, 1 minute. During the minute, you pray that no rocket is going to hit you or your home or your families or your friends. We're lucky. Some people only have 15 seconds. There's no notification of these rockets at all. We at least give notifications to the people in Gaza, and there's reasons why we hit certain locations because of the Hamas. The Hamas keeps stating that they're using the civilians.
I'll get to that in a minute, Yuri, but just also describe to me and the listeners who maybe can't picture those shelters. How far are those shelters from you? So let's just say there is a warning of a rocket or a rocket hits. How easy it is to get to those shelters from where you are?
Okay, it depends. Some people have shelters within their home. They're not extremely strong and they may not handle a direct hit, but it can handle shrapnel at least. A lot of people, most people in Israel have shelters underneath their buildings. So you have to walk down 5 or 6 flights of stairs. If you're old or handicapped, it's almost impossible to get downstairs. You have to get underground. Some people don't even have bomb shelters. For instance, my fiance's mother, she has to sleep with us in our bomb shelter because she doesn't have one. She's an old woman. She has no way to get to a shelter. And when they fire rocket barrages at us, it's absolute chaos. You cannot imagine what it's like. And
Interesting. Not everybody has access to bomb shelters. But
Absolutely
you
not.
were referring to Gaza and the warnings for people when the Israeli army hits. They send warnings, they send texts or flyers,
Correct.
as we've heard from many officials, Israeli officials. But the fact of the matter is that when we speak to people on the ground in Gaza, unlike you, they have no shelters. They have nowhere to go. So would you say you're in a better position?
Well, them having no shelters has nothing to do with us. They haven't provided them with shelters or anything like that. They've spent all of the US and EU funded money on building terror tunnels and rockets and things like that to fire at us. They haven't spent a single cent on trying to protect their own civilians the same way that we spend money to protect our civilians, including Israeli Muslim Arabs and Christians here.
Yuri, do you
protected.
think that you're safer as the fighting goes on in Gaza? Would you like it to continue?
Would I like it to continue? No one likes war. No one wants war to continue.
What would you like to happen?
We would like the Hamas to be taken down, the same as the Arab League wants the Hamas to be taken down, the same as the Egyptians want the Hamas to be taken down, the same as almost everyone on the planet wants the Hamas to be taken down, not the Gazan people. The Gazan civilian people are people. They need better leadership. They have terrible leadership. They're stuck in a position where they need someone to give them strength, to give them to stop keeping them ignorant and poor and things like that. And this is a problem there.
Yuri, I'll have to leave it there. Many thanks for joining us, and we'll check again with you, hopefully in the next couple of days, to see how safe you and your family are. Yuri Gobey there in Yavne in southern Israel.